Hi everyone, we've got a short lesson on factorizing expressions that have 4 terms on them. So some expressions with 4 terms don't really have an overall common factor. So for example, if we look at AB plus AC plus BD plus B plus CD, there isn't a common factor here that can be removed. But what we can do is we can group them or pair them off in groups of 2 and 2. So if I take a look at my first example, AB plus AC plus BD plus CD, if I were to place a little imaginary line through the middle here, there would seem to be an A that's common to everything, to the first 2 terms, which leaves me with a B plus C inside the parentheses. And if I take a look at the second half of this expression, it would seem that I've got a D that I can remove, and then I've got a B plus C still left over. Now, because the B plus C is common to both of these and it can be removed, then I can take out a B plus C. I can remove a B plus C, and what would be left over on the inside of the parentheses would simply be an A plus D. Now, if we take a look at the second example, so I look at it and I say, okay, I've got 4x squared minus 3x minus 8x plus 6. In the first, there's nothing that's common to all 4 of them that can be removed. So what I can do is I can try to remove something that's common in the first 2, and then I can try to also remove something that's common in the second half of the, expression. So I can remove an x, and what I have left over here would be a 4x minus 3. And if I now take a look at negative 8x plus 6, the only thing that I can really take out of here would be a 2. So if I take out a minus 2, now I'm going to take out a negative 2, and then what would be left over would be a 4x minus 3. Because negative 2 times 4x gives me negative 8x, and negative 2 times negative 3 gives me positive 6. Now again, these two are identical, and therefore I can remove the term that is the same, 4x minus 3, and what's left over is the, if we look at it, it's the x minus 2. So that my final answer would be 4x minus 3 times x minus 2. Now, if I had these 2 middle terms switched in the opposite directions, and switched around, so that I have negative 8x minus 3x, nothing would really change here. All I would do is I would, again, split this in half, and I would say, well, I can take out a 4x in the first half, and I'm left with an x minus 2, and then I can remove a negative 3 in the second half, and I'm left with an x minus 2. As you can see, we have x minus 2 that's common to both of them, so I remove an x minus 2, and what's left over is going to be a 4x minus 3. Alright, let's try a couple more. So I've got x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. So we're looking at 4 terms. There's nothing common to all 4 of them, so we're going to try to split this in groups of 2 and 2. So I will divide this in half, and I will say, well, I can only remove an x in the first half, so I've got x minus 3 left over. And I can remove a negative 2 in the second half, and I'm going to have an x minus 3 left over again. Because the x minus 3 is common in both of them, then I can remove an x minus 3, and what would be left over would simply be x minus 2. So my answer would be x minus 3 times x minus 2. Alright, let's look at the last example. The last example is x squared plus 5x plus 4x plus 20. I can remove an x in the first half here so that I'm left with x plus 5, and then I can remove a 4 in the second half, and I'm left again with an x plus 5. Because these are identical, I pretty much know that these are done correctly. I can remove that x plus 5 that's common to both terms here, and I'd be left with x plus 4. So I'm done. Alright, that's pretty much everything that we're looking at for today. We're done. Thanks. See you later.